Hello, YouTube divers. This is Water Dive 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Coda of Soda. It's been a while since we've been doing one of these episodes, but came across a brand new soda when I was out in St. Louis, Missouri this past weekend with Pride of the Mountains. We were there doing an exhibition performance at the Bands of America Super Regionals. At the Dome of America Center in downtown St. Louis. And during my free time in St. Louis, we went to the iconic Gateway Arch. And in the Arch store, they had this really cool soda brand, this really cool root beer brand for that matter, that we are going to be reviewing here today. And that is Fitz's Gateway Arch Root Beer. And of course, along with this brand in particular, it also has cream soda. It also has, I believe it also has a cola and other types of sodas like such. But I specifically reached out to their root beer because I'm a root beer connoisseur, or at least I claim to be ish. And I decided to review this in particular. So this is a root beer I've never even heard of. I've never seen it in any kind of root beer rankings or root beer reviews or things like that. I think this is a root beer that you can only exclusively get if you visit the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. Which, I mean, that trip in of its own self is already a 10 out of 10 experience. But, if you're a soda enthusiast or a root beer connoisseur like myself, then definitely keep your eyes out on this, because this is a really, really freaking good root beer. The fizziness is very smooth. It's very creamy. It's your typical root beer fizziness, but it's actually a nice little change of scenery, because these last couple of root beers that I've had, they've had very crisp fizziness levels, almost going into that cola territory. And with this, it's very nice and smooth and creamy. It gives me a lot of A&W, a lot of Hank's vibes, things like that, and the flavor is really nice as well. It gives me a lot of callbacks to Muggs root beer, as well as some of the more exotic root beers that I review, such as Filbert's and Mason's, and dare I say even Stewart's root beer. This really reminds me of that, and especially with Faygo root beer as well. Very nice consistency at the flavor position, but the weakest point of this is the aftertaste. The aftertaste feels a bit dry. It's very flavorful, but I mean, for like the first 4 or 5 seconds after you take a sip, and then it just ends up being dry. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah. But overall, this is a very solid root beer. I don't think it's quite top 10 material yet. But this will not be my last visit to St. Louis. So next time I'm in St. Louis, I'll definitely keep my eyes out for this, because this is a really solid root beer. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. It's worth the trip. All right. So with that said, that concludes the soda review. Let's do the taste test now. So, cheers. You can even taste some traces of caramel in this drink as well. It's very, very nice. Move this over here. Okay. So with that said, that concludes this edition of Coda of Soda. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is Water Dive 122 signing out. Ready to dive and more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.